Ever face the toughest decision of your career? Imagine being asked to save a company by letting go of 20% of your team. How do you decide who stays and who goes? In this video, I share my real-life experience of navigating this high-stakes challenge and the lessons I learned. Stay tuned for a story of tough choices, sleepless nights, and ultimate survival. Case study: navigating a challenging restructuring. I was once asked a thought-provoking question during a job interview. Suppose we hire you, and your first task is to fire 20% of your department. How would you identify who isn't contributing? Interestingly, I ended up facing this exact scenario in my career. It turned out to be the hardest job I've ever undertaken. The challenge. I was hired as the Chief Financial Officer, CFO, of a struggling food tech delivery company. The business was in disarray, and the financial statements were unreliable. With no dependable data to guide me, I had to rely on judgment and a structured approach to make difficult decisions. Every night I woke up at 4 a.m., my teeth grinding, plagued by the enormity of the task ahead. Defining the criteria. The first step was to determine how to assess employee contributions. I focused on two key questions. 1. How much revenue does this individual contribute to the business? If the answer was 0, I moved to the next question. 2. Is this person essential to the business's operations? If the answer was no, they had to leave immediately. This framework wasn't limited to human resources. I applied the same logic to every cost and expense in the company. The emotional toll. The difficulty wasn't in identifying who was underperforming. That part was straightforward after speaking with managers. The real challenge lay in the psychological burden. What kept me awake at night wasn't the long hours, the internal resistance from other executives, or even the act of laying off employees. It was the constant doubt. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm not doing enough? What if I'm too lenient and the business collapses? The stakes were incredibly high. If the company failed, everyone would lose their jobs and there would be no legacy to leave behind. The execution. When you're in this position, there's no perfect answer. It boils down to a painful trade-off. Either let go of a portion of the team or risk the entire company going under. One critical principle I learned was that layoffs must be done only once. Why? Because repeated rounds of layoffs erode trust and morale. Even your top performers will start looking over their shoulders, questioning whether they're next. A climate of fear can cripple productivity and innovation. To avoid this, 3 factors are essential. 1. Good planning. Ensure the layoff process is thorough and final. 2. Speed. Execute quickly to minimize uncertainty and financial losses. 3. Transparent communication. Clearly explain the rationale to your team. They need to see that the ship's course has been corrected and no further cuts are necessary. Key takeaways. Reflecting on this experience, I would offer the following advice to anyone in a similar position. Act as a consultant. Don't take on this role as a full-time employee. The emotional toll is immense, and the work often goes unappreciated. As a consultant, you'll have the authority and objectivity needed to make tough decisions swiftly. Focus on the mission. Keep emotions in check and prioritize what's best for the company's survival. Accept the reality. Restructuring is a thankless task, but someone has to do it. Do what's right, even if it's hard. Closing thoughts. Restructuring a company is a daunting task that tests your resilience, judgment, and leadership. While it's not for the faint of heart, it's a role that can shape your character and leave a lasting impact if approached with clarity, decisiveness, and integrity. If you found this video valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and set the bell icon to all for notifications. Feel free to leave a respectful comment. Vulgar or inappropriate comments will be blocked. See you in the next video.